Welcome, Internet. I'm Michael Slesak from TVLine.com. I am here with American Idol Season 15. I'm just calling it Season 15. I'm not going to call it Farewell Season. I'm not down with that.
No.
I haven't accepted it yet.
You haven't.
I am here with the runner-up, LaPortia Renae. Thank you for being here today.
Thank you for having me.
Got a laundry list of questions, so let's jump right in. I want to talk about pre-Idol life.
Okay.
How far had you come in your music career? Had you gone anywhere with it? Was this just a talent you had that you were sitting around dreaming about?
I was dreaming. I was
Okay.
definitely dreaming, and I would be in my living room, like, pretending like I had fans and working out the moves and everything. And so, yeah, I was doing nothing.
But no performances. You weren't being
No.
paid to perform around town, anything like that.
No.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
I didn't get out of the house at all.
I'm just trying to process that for a second.
Yeah.
Now, we know from your story that you came out of an abusive relationship. That takes a lot of emotional strength and wherewithal to leave that kind of situation. We know women spend years in that situation, unable to get out.
Yeah.
You got out of that.
Yeah.
You also managed to go and audition for Idol and put yourself on what's a pretty intense emotional roller coaster, even in the best of experiences. How did you sort of get the activation energy to leave that relationship and then also say, like, hey, and on top of it, I'm going to also audition for Idol?
I think it was my daughter. Once you have a kid, it's like nothing else matters, and you just want to do whatever you can for her. So it just became all about her, not about me. And American Idol, I figured, would be like the greatest platform to try and kind of jumpstart it and shoot us up there.
So your thought was, how can I get a better life? How can I have a more secure
Yeah.
future for her?
Yeah.
This is my talent. I better
Yeah.
jump on. Was the fact that it was the final season, was that a motivator for you? Like, I'd better do it now. I don't have a next season.
Well, actually, I had decided to do it before I found out that it was the final. And then when it was the final, I was like, well, that was my confirmation. So
You go in.
yeah.
I know there's rounds before the judges, but when you get in with the judges, it's like, hey, J-Lo, hold my baby.
So they actually told me to do that. Like,
Okay.
a lot of people, we're upset about that. I'm like, it's TV people.
Right.
Like,
That's good, cute baby.
Yeah, my mom actually was there, and I was gonna have her, and they somehow, because the judges would like walk through the room, and I guess they saw Renae and knew that I had her, and so they said J-Lo wants to hold your baby. So when you go in there, say, J-Lo, can you hold my baby? She'll say yes. So I'm like, okay. So I go in there, and
If she'd said no, that would have been a little awkward.
Ooh.
Could you have held her and sang? You probably could have.
I could have. I could have if it boiled down to it. She just would have been looking like right here in my face. So.
And we had decided, I think on Reality Check, that your album should be called J-Lo Hold My Baby.
J-Lo
Your
hold
debut
my
album.
baby. I've seen that. Yeah.
You go in, you do Creep. Were you aware that Haley Reinhart had sort of had a big moment with that with
I
TNJ?
never heard her do that song.
And had you seen Kimberly Nicole on The Voice? Because there
I
were two
did.
big moments.
I
with
did
that
see
song.
Kimberly. That's actually how I learned the song. I
Okay.
didn't know the song before
Okay.
Kimberly did it, and when she did it, like she did it, I was like, I have to learn this song. So in my mind, it was "Creep" by Kimberly Nicole.
Okay.
Yeah.
And was that your first choice of audition song? Did you want to come at them with something a little left field that they wouldn't expect?
Yeah. I mean, I tried to be strategic, and I tried to make sure that I stood out, from the rest. I mean, my hair's been like that, but I was like, well, maybe they're not used to that, so that'll work kind of in my favor. But with the songs, I didn't want to come in there with, like the normal.
I have nothing.
Yeah.
Or what you'd expect.
Yeah, what you would expect from me, right? So I wanted to go way left field, and I saw the judges' reaction on The Voice to Kimberly Nicole doing that song, so that's why I chose it.
Your audition was so good. It was ridiculously good.
Thank you.
Were you a student of Idol history? Like, I know you.
I was.
Okay. See,
Yeah, I love Idol.
that-
I love Idol. So yeah.
When kids come through and they say, like, well, I didn't know the show, or I didn't know people had sung that, or like that's what I'm expected to sing. To me, it's like you've got to know your strategy and say, like, I'm gonna take a left turn when they're expecting right. Otherwise, it can.
I pay attention to everything the judges say, like every season. So No, thank you.
It makes for a more interesting season.
Yeah.
You get to Hollywood Week, you do Roar again, like you played with that melody in a way that it was still Roar. You didn't like implode the song on itself, but it was so cool and
Thank
good.
you.
Did you feel like that was going to be another moment to stand out for you?
Not really, cause it was between Roar and Chandelier, and because Chandelier had been done so much, they didn't want me to do Chandelier, so I did Roar, and I was kind of shocked at the reaction that I got from that song because I'm like, well, it's just Roar by Katy Perry, and the arrangement actually came from watching a choir do it on, I think, X Factor. Okay. Yeah, there was this gospel choir, and they came and they did it, and I loved it.
Do you look around on YouTube for stuff?
I do.
For inspiration?
I do, and I try and take what I can, and then I like put my own twist to it, and that's how I come up with
that. Yeah, I can't sing, but that.
Yeah.
When you did that, I was like, okay, we have a front runner.
Thank you.
It was pretty quick. I mean, you became a front runner quickly. Were you aware that you were becoming a front runner quickly?
No.
Maybe not when it was there, but when it started to air, when it was coming on TV, like you were getting a lot of buzz early.
I was just, I don't even think I was paying attention at that time. Like I was really like, I gotta stay in here. I gotta survive week to week. So no, I didn't notice front runner until Kelly Clarkson tweeted about me.
That kind of solidifies things.
I was like, it just became real that people are seeing me and people are watching me.
I think you win this thing. You followed up Roar with Staying Alive, which I loved. Like you immediately gave like fierce walk situation, which when I mean, so you're saying like I didn't have years of stage experience. Like, where did that your
living room? Whenever my parents would
America's Next Top Model catwalk situation while you're singing without missing a note.
Well, look, my parents would leave the house, and I would literally be in my living room. We have 3, because it goes into like a den, so we have 3 stairs, and I would literally walk down those stairs as if I'm coming down a Beyonce set of stairs or something. And I would just practice, like, so I literally was doing what I had been doing in my living room, and just kind of transferred all of that to the stage. So
had you practiced it enough in your life that there wasn't the nervousness? Because I didn't see nerves there.
Oh, there were nerves.
There were nerves.
Yeah, I mean during Hollywood Week, it was really hard to keep the mic still because my hand was shake so bad. Like my nerves were really, really bad during Hollywood Week.
That group round, I loved that whole group. It was
I loved my group, Marlena and Tony.
I'm ready for that to be a single. Speaking of singles, so Diamonds, I felt like, to me, your top 10 week performance of Diamonds was maybe my favorite of the season.
Yeah.
I loved the look. I described it, I think, as like urban Pocahontas with bling or something. It had like a sort of...
Dalton calls me Batman. And that look. He says I look like Batman.
I don't know about that. Well, we'll take it. I mean, if I can say urban Pocahontas or blinged out,
I think I like urban Pocahontas better.
There was just something about it, but where do you come up with the ideas for where you're going to place your runs, where you're going to play with the melody? Do you map everything out very carefully beforehand? Does some of it come to you in the moment? Because just what you did with melody was pretty stellar on that one.
I just knew I wanted it to be intimate, and okay, bear with me because I'm about to say something.
Yes.
So I view doing a song as kind of like making love. Mm-hmm. So, and how I do that is, I mean, you gotta like start off really delicate, and it has to have a climax, but you have to trickle down, So that's actually.
I know what you're saying.
So that's actually.
If you don't know what LaPortia is saying, it's time to tune out. Just fast forward a minute. Okay.
Oh wait, what is the rating on this?
No, it's no, kids aren't watching this. They're not. No, kids.
I mean, it's part of life.
Parents, put the kids away.
So that actually that is how I think about the song. So it's very important for me to like have the right kind of instruments. You know, a guitar line here could make me feel some kind of way, and do a run here. And so that's what it is. It's like feeling the music, becoming one with it, and kind of like making those moments in there to make you go, ooh, you know, and then go up and then come back down.
Do you spend a lot of time with the band on those sorts of things, talking about where I mean, I don't know how much time you get.
Yeah.
This
as
is a
much
very
time
fast
as
season.
I can. I spend a lot of time with the band, but I also, because they'll send us our tracks, I spend a lot of time with the track, and I'll really get in touch with myself and see what this part of the music makes me feel.
And so that informs where the growl comes in, or when you reach for a note that we're not expecting. Yeah. Interesting stuff. I feel like Diamonds and Halo were sort of a 1-2 punch for you. Gotta ask you first, superficially, the dress on Halo just felt very like 70s variety show. Some people loved it. I was like, I don't know about that look. How did you feel about that?
Some people said I looked like a cartoon character, which when I watched it back, I did, and I was like, that looked better in person than on TV. So
And the choice of song, that was probably a little more in the lane of what people were expecting. Yeah. But did you have any fear of it? And tackling Beyonce has also got to be a little scary. What led you to that? Was it a short song list? Was it, I need to do something in that's current and in...
Yeah, it was more that I wanted to show that I was relevant. So, and I do kind of pay attention to what the fans say. And a lot of them were saying, Beyonce, do this. So, you know, it really did go into kind of, you know, choosing what song if they wanted to hear it, then, and a majority of people were saying that.
So you hear that feedback through Twitter or Facebook? And you can't really sing Formation because it doesn't have a melody. Although I love Formation.
I loved her Super Bowl. I will say that was
kind of everything. I'm going to pause here. We're going to go into part 2, so I'm going to hit the stop button. I mean, why not end part 1 on Beyonce?
Yeah.